As us die-hard racing fans know, James Hunt won the 1976 Formula One World Championship by just 1 point over Niki Lauda. I mentioned this in one of my first video projects on this YouTube content as well, and you'll find it in the Niki Lauda vs James Hunt 1976 mini story video. If you want to learn more about it, the link to that video will be in the description below. But anyway, onwards to today's presentation. James Hunt had a breakout season in the year 1976, scoring 6 wins along with 8 podium finishes, leading 319 laps out front and having an average finish of 7.4, along with 6 DNFs. After Hunt's championship season, McLaren would keep him for the 1977 season, considering the chemistry the two had put together following 1976. Little did they know, James Hunt's performance would go slowly but surely downhill up to that point going forward. This is the story of James Hunt's Championship Hangle of the 1977 season. At first, it seemed like the year would get off to a good start for Hunt and Team McLaren as a whole. His teammate Jochen Mass rolled off P5 on the starting grid for the first round of the 1977 season. Come race day, the positive vibes to a new season turned around into a complete opposite direction. When the checkers flew to conclude the first race of the year in the Grand Prix of Argentina, both McLaren drivers would find trouble. I will give credit to Hunt though, considering he was the one that led the most laps in this race. However, suspension issues forced Hunt to retire, resulting in 14th. Jochen Mass also had problems on the racetrack, finishing in 15th. In the next race, following the Grand Prix of Brazil, it was going to come down to either Hunt or Carlos Rettelman for Team Ferrari. Both drivers dominated the day. James Hunt led for 16 laps, while Rettelman led the most laps of 18. In the end, Hunt settled for second. Next up was the South African Grand Prix, which was won by Niki Lauda, who was still racing for Team Ferrari at the time. James Hunt would lead 6 laps in the race and rank in the 4th position. In Long Beach, James Hunt would finish 7th, 1 lap down to Mario Andretti, who was the winner. In the Grand Prix of Spain, engine issues put James Hunt behind the wall, resulting 22nd. Then in Monaco, likewise to 1976, Hunt would suffer engine issues, resulting 18th. In the Grand Prix of Belgium, he would finish 1 lap down in 7th. Then in the Swedish Grand Prix, once again, finished the race 1 lap down, but this time in the 12th position. In the Grand Prix of France, he qualified 2nd, led 4 laps, finished 3rd. We now head to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, James Hunt's home race. He won the pole position, led 19 laps out front, en route to a victory. Finishing 2nd was ironically Niki Lauda, who challenged Hunt for the 1976 world title. Fuel pump issues had James Hunt sidelined yet again at Hockenheim. He looked to have the Austria Grand Prix in the bag, considering he led the most laps of 32 that day. But then engine issues, which resulted in 19th place. Hunt would crash out at Netherlands, as well as spinning out and off the pace in Monza, despite winning the pole there. At that point, Hunt and Team McLaren were in the danger zone. In other words, chances of winning back-to-back titles were slowly melting away, if you get my meaning. At Watkins Glen, Hunt was back to his winning ways, leading most of the Grand Prix at the facility for 45 laps and drove to victory lane for the second time in 1977. After the race, he was sitting in 5th, 41 points behind Niki Lauda, who is leading the points. It would take an absolute miracle comeback if he can dominate the final 2 races at both Canada and Mount Fuji from start to finish. If so, he would settle in either 3rd or 2nd in the final standings. He would qualify 2nd in both events, but would only dominate in one of these. In Canada, Hunt led just 1 lap. End results of the Canadian Grand Prix was a 13th. In the final race in Mount Fuji, he led every single lap en route to a win. However, it wasn't enough to settle inside the podium in the final standings. He would rank 5th, while Lauda celebrated championship glory for the 2nd time in his career. When 1977 drawn to a close, James Hunt's stats are this: 3 wins, 5 podium finishes, led 222 laps, 8 DNFs, having an average finish of 10.3. From that point on, Hunt was never the same again, as his performance dramatically declined for the next few years. It was so bad, he was let go from McLaren at the end of the 1978 season, went to a different team by the name of Olympus Wolf Racing in 1979, and that wouldn't last long. After Monaco, where he had problems with the transmission, he would retire from Formula One as a driver and was a broadcaster in F1 until his death in 1993. So that wraps up today's video topic. I thank you for watching from start to finish. I really do appreciate it. If you like to see more of these video projects in the future, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more content that involves Formula One and also Indy cars, and obviously NASCAR. But anyway, I'm signing off of this video. Again, I thank you for watching and supporting my channel. And until next time, peace out and have a good one.